To be considered the greatest athlete in any sport, the criteria usually demands a spotless resume. We expect a career that looks like an unbroken string of championships and flawless dominance. But for a decade and a half, the man widely recognized as the most talented footballer in history carried an inescapable, agonizing flaw. He lived a double life. In Spain, Lionel Messi was an untouchable deity, tearing apart European leagues with ease. But wearing the sky blue and white of Argentina, he was agonizingly mortal, carrying the weight of a nation and repeatedly falling short. Back home, critics didn't see a god. They saw a player shrinking in the shadow of Diego Maradona, the legendary figure who actually delivered a World Cup to Buenos Aires. How does a single athlete possess the physical and tactical dominance to conquer the world's most elite clubs, yet lack the psychological armor to conquer his own country's demons? To understand the club side of Messi, you have to look at Real Madrid. This is the wealthiest, most powerful sporting institution on earth, and Messi turned it into his personal playground. He announced himself to them as a teenager, scoring a hat-trick against Madrid's roster of superstars at just 19 years old. But transitioning from a prodigious talent to an unstoppable force required a tactical innovation, specifically engineered by Barcelona's manager, Pep Guardiola. Guardiola deployed Messi in a role called the false nine. Instead of staying out wide on the wing or waiting near the penalty box like a traditional striker, Messi dropped deep into the center of the midfield. This forced Madrid's central defenders into an impossible choice: stay back and let Messi dictate the game, or follow him and rip a massive hole in their own defensive line. Madrid took the bait. By exploiting that empty space, Messi orchestrated historic 6-2 and 5-0 massacres against their biggest rivals, neutralizing the most expensive defensive lines in football. The dominance peaked in 2017, when he scored a last-minute winner in Madrid's own stadium, casually took off his shirt, and held it up to a stunned, dead-silent crowd. Messi stripped Madrid of their defensive pride, transforming their own fortress into a gallery for his invulnerability at the club level. Yet the moment he put on the Argentina shirt, that emotionless assassin vanished. The invulnerability dissolved in 2014, when Argentina reached the World Cup final, only to lose a grueling extra-time battle to Germany. That heartbreak was followed by consecutive losses to Chile in the 2015 and 2016 Copa América finals. The 2016 final brought a breaking point. Messi missed his kick in the deciding penalty shootout. Cameras caught him sobbing on the bench, completely shattered. Facing relentless backlash from his own fans, the tension finally snapped. Messi shocked the world by resigning from the national team. Superior tactics didn't bring him down. Instead, he buckled under the human weight of his own country's expectations. He eventually returned to the national team. In 2021, he led Argentina into the Maracanã to defeat Brazil for the Copa América title, his first senior international trophy. This victory replaced his habitual tears with a visible confidence that shifted the energy of the entire squad. But true redemption awaited in Qatar. At 35 years old, the 2022 World Cup final against France was his final, do-or-die opportunity to claim immortality. For 80 minutes, Argentina dominated. Then, in a catastrophic shift, Kylian Mbappé scored twice in 90 seconds, instantly erasing a 2-goal lead. Historically, this was the exact scenario where the mortal version of Messi collapsed. The ghosts of 2014 and 2016 were suddenly back on the pitch, but this time his two identities merged. He channeled the cold, calculating ruthlessness he used against Madrid, scoring again in extra time and confidently burying his penalty in the final shootout. Surviving that match required a complete synthesis. He had to combine the tactical perfection of his club career with the grueling emotional endurance he built through his national failures. He finally lifted the golden trophy that had eluded him his entire life. A 36-year title drought for Argentina ended, sending millions into the streets of Buenos Aires and laying the ghost of Diego Maradona to rest. The debate over the greatest of all time is permanently closed. Messi secured his legacy by enduring decades of public heartbreak and refusing to surrender until the final whistle.